York, but we don't never say good morning. Queens don't always talk and look nice and polished. Being a queen has more to do with having balls to do what you weak fucks won't do.
I'm getting this nigga in the morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Vanessa Smiles said the Richard. Yeah.
Add me. Let me get my shit together this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys doing today? This is your girl V Smiles, and we are live, okay, on the Good Morning Macrista show, episode 19, running game. Running game, because that is what is happening out here in these streets. Where have y'all been? Because I've been under a rock, and the rock is safe. You've been living under a rock? Yes. Hi, good morning, Brooklyn, right? They be like, where you been? You been living under a rock lately? Absolutely. Want to be out here with y'all people? You crazy? Have you seen the world lately? What they said, the bear or not the bear? Yes, we're choosing the bear. We are absolutely goddamn choosing the goddamn bear around here. Oh, 1 second. I didn't even get a chance to put my lipstick on. It's not a show without lipstick, people. Oh, no, that one's done. Shout out to Gucci's Coral Red. Anybody wants Saks, it's the Coral Red Gucci. This one has run out, but, you know, niggas have a problem with throwing shit away. So here I is. Here I is. 1 second. Let's move this back. Get this together. Slowly but surely. And it all comes together. No, that's not the color. What's going on in the system out here? My bag full of lipsticks. Hold on 1 second. Yep. Okay, here we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. Hold on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That was it. That's exactly what we was looking for. And y'all say women don't need makeup. Oh, my God. What? Women love to look good. What's going on, Rob? How's it going? Yes. Face fat, titties pushed up. For those who know, they know. But anywho, we are live on the Good Morning Macrista show. Today's episode is called Running Game because I feel like a lot of game is being run all around the world, okay? Game is being run. I don't want to wait to get into it, but yes, people are running game on us, including our commander-in-chief, so they say. Well, not so they say. He is legally the commander-in-chief, actually. Yes, all is well. But yes, he is our leader, commander-in-chief, and he has finally made 100 days in office. I guess give it shout outs to him. Shout out to Donald Trump. Not necessarily for the presidency, but, you know, nigga, we made it, you know? Nigga, we have made it, yes. So, shout out to him for making 100 days in office. And these niggas didn't assassinate him. You know, he's been out here, he's been surviving, you know, and he's been taking it safe. His last speech, y'all seen, he had the dividers on. We're going to take a look at it because he feels that he has made some great accomplishments within the last 100 days. And I can't say that I agree. Let's take a look.
Tonight in the heartland of our nation to celebrate the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country, and that's according to many, many people.
I just have to say that Fox News, not Fox, I don't know if it was Fox News or CNN, but y'all can go look it up. They did do a report showing the approval rating, and it said that 43% of the people approved, and that means that there was more than half that disapproved. So, Yeah, the best. We got some time to go.
What the world has witnessed in the past 14 weeks is a revolution of common sense. That's all it is, really. We're conservative. But while we're fighting to protect Americans, the radical left Democrats, who are so bad for this country, are fighting to protect TDA, you just saw that, and MS-13 criminals, and you don't even know which is worse. But they are at the top of the line. For years, Democrat politicians did not raise one word of protest as American women and girls were raped and slaughtered by these monsters. They were raped and slaughtered by numbers that you don't even want to hear about. But
Okay, Trump, I have to say, right? I get it. I completely get it. You know, that is one thing we can give Donald Trump some recognition for, is the true fact that he did start deporting people. We can give him that. We can give him some credit for deporting people, but it's not that other administrations haven't deported people either. So I don't know how much credit you do want, Mr. Trump, but okay, let's get into it.
the second we try to deport them, the radical Democrat Party is racing to the defense of some of the most violent savages on the face of the earth. Who the hell would vote for these people? And what's the problem over there? What's the problem? Is that a radical left lunatic? He's just a child. All right, get him out. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I gotta say, I'm with him on the get him out because I'm not here for the foolishness. I've already had attempts of my life, so we're not gonna have any nonsense going on in the building. I am not here to play with people. I'm absolutely not here to play with people. No. So I agree with him with you know, him and Marvin Sapp with close the doors. Close the doors. But no. Let's continue.
I thought it was a guy. And she now has to go home to a mother who's a big Trump fan. Her mother's watching. And I banned all government censorship and restored free speech in America. We have free speech. We didn't have free speech. I ended all of the lawless so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion bullshit all across the entire federal government and the private sector. And I made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. And a really easy one, this was the easiest one I had. I banned men from competing in women's sports. But we're ending the inflation nightmare, the worst that we've had probably in the history of our country, getting woke lunacy and transgender insanity the hell out of our government. We're stopping the indoctrination of our children, slashing billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. And above all, we're saving the American dream. We're making America great again, and it's happening fast, too. In the coming weeks and months, we will pass the largest tax cuts in American history, and that will include no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. And in the next fiscal year, it'll all be done. We're going to have something that you won't even believe. We will end inflation, slash prices.
Wait a minute, though. Y'all saying no tax on tips. I get that. Y'all still haven't really raised the minimum wage on that. We'll get to that. No tax on Social Security. Y'all are cutting so many people off of Social Security and also other benefits. I don't understand how that's even benefiting people. You're going to say no tax on some of these, I guess, public handouts that we have when you're getting rid of a lot of the public handouts. So who's that really benefiting? But yes.
We've already ended inflation, raised wages, and give you the greatest economy in the history of the world. That's already happening. They all want to come back to Michigan and build cars again. You know why? Because of our tax and tariff policy. They're coming from all over the world. They're coming up and they're opening up plants and they're talking to us all day and all night. They want to get here and they're coming in at levels you've never seen before. And
Okay, Trump. They did come out and said that China did come out and say that y'all wasn't talking to anybody, like you didn't have any contact with them. So China's saying they still don't know what you're talking about. Y'all can go look that up too. Yeah, China said they still don't know what you're talking about, Trump. So I'm gonna need you to find a connect in China if you want to converse with them. We don't really need to, in my opinion, honestly. Even when it comes to the tariffs, we buy too much shit anyways. And we consume way too many things. Like, even when a lot of people do research on China, and a lot of the people in China, they realize that a lot of those people are actually saving more than spending. What's going on, y'all? On IG, how y'all doing? But yes, a lot of people are saving more than spending. And in America, we gotta buy, 5 items of the same thing, or we have places like BJ's where people are stocking up, hundreds of cases of water or whatever it might be, So as Americans, we are big consumers, and maybe this whole tariff situation could put us in a better space to conserve more, to not spend as much, to appreciate the things that we have, and, use what you got before you get more shit. Didn't your mama tell you you can't get no more until you eat what you had? Wait, what they say? Your eyes is bigger than your stomach, bitch. Your eyes is bigger than your stomach. As a black kid, yeah, I've heard that too many times, because I've always wanted something when I had something sitting right in my hand. So as Americans, I do feel like we do need to get to a better space when it comes to, consuming or taking in or just buying just so many things that we all the time don't necessarily need, So yes, let Trump continue.
I want to thank the auto workers for your support. And to help these automakers bring their factories home as rapidly as possible, I've just signed an executive order to give partial tariff rebates to any company that assembles its cars right here in the U.S. We have many Hondas coming in, and they're coming in. We let them build their cars here. We don't want them to build them in Japan. We love Japan. We don't want them building them in Japan. We want them to build them here. We want China to build them in here. We want them all to build them right in here. That's what.
Side note, I love the way he says China. We want China to build it in here. Let me laugh at it.
They've done to us for 40 years, and they've drained us. Now we're doing it to them. After a lifetime of unelected bureaucrats stealing your paychecks, attacking your values, and trampling your freedoms, we are stopping their gravy train, ending their power trip, and telling thousands of corrupt, incompetent, and unnecessary deep state bureaucrats, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. You're fired. Get out of here. With my China tariffs, we're ending the greatest job theft in the history of the world. China's taken more jobs from us than any country has ever taken from another country. And that doesn't mean we're not going to get along. We get along with China. I mean, their tariffs.
Honestly, China isn't the only place that has taken jobs away from Americans. We have jobs that have been shipped off to Mexico, Philippines, Bangladesh. Anytime you call the 1-800 number, ask them where they at. You'll be lucky if they tell you where they are. You're lucky if they tell you where they are. But in a lot of cases, if they say where they are, they're not going to be in the United States. So even when it comes to outsourcing jobs and stuff like that, China isn't the only place that we should be looking at, honestly.
Now is at a 145%. So essentially, that's a big difference between that and zero. But I think it's going to work out. They want to make a deal, and we're going to make a deal, but it's going to be a fair deal. It's not going to be a deal that we lose $1 trillion a year like they did with Biden. That guy was so bad. After decades of politics.
Like they did with Biden. He's saying Biden like China. But no, Trump keeps forgetting that he was in office before Biden got there. So what the hell did you fuck up? Like, we didn't get to this situation by ourselves. I need everybody to come to the front and take their hand in the part that they played in this. I really, really do. Everybody has played a part, and I'm going to need all of y'all to take responsibility for the part that y'all played.
politicians who destroyed Detroit to build up Beijing, you finally have a champion for workers in the White House, and instead of putting China first, I'm putting Michigan first, and I'm putting America first. In 100 days, I've taken more than 1,000 executive actions, and I could recite our accomplishments all night long. And by the way, did you just see what I did? Straws. I wiped out the paper straw, little thing. These are the little things.
Mr. Nuts, what's going on? Shout out to Mr. Nuts in the building. Absolutely. But this is my thing, Trump. I know you ain't just mentioning paper straws like you doing something. Okay. I get it. Paper straws were good for the environment. Like, are they annoying as hell? Absolutely. Because I hate me a paper straw. It gets stuck in your mouth and just pause. But no, like, I hate me a paper straw. I do. And I just be like, these motherfucking green ass motherfuckers, I be upset by the goddamn paper straw. But it is something that people are trying to bring into society to help us move forward and, you know, clean the earth as much as we can. You know, plastic has been proven to not really be, be biodegradable or, you know, to be healthy when it comes to, you know, it returning back to the earth. And so paper straws is something that, you know, it wasn't a bad thing. Yes, it was annoying, but it wasn't something that necessarily hurt society. Trump, your 100-day thing has to come better than this. If one of your highlights is bringing a cease to paper straws, you have an issue. We need you to do better than paper straws. We need more than just paper straws, sir. I need you to come to the table much better than that.
We also terminated the clearances of the Biden crime family and Joe Biden himself because he's corrupt. And we will make America great again. I love you, Michigan.
That nigga starts dancing to Young Man. Da 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 da. I said Young Man. Yo, it's the dance for me. What's going on, Bishop? I said Young Man. Da 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 da. I don't know why this is his song of choice. You know, I would have been okay with Many Men too, but after 50 Cent didn't perform, I guess he's like, I'm not going to be playing Many Men anymore. But, you know, I guess because Trump comes from that time where, you know, it's free love in the 50s and the 70s. And, you know, so that you know, that YMCA shit is of his essence, you know, it's of his essence. But there's this conversation going on TikTok now. And I think it's really important that people pay attention to this because we might need the baby boomers to give up the power. I'm not saying that the baby boomers aren't wise. I'm not saying that the baby boomers don't have the knowledge to help guide the, you know, millennials and what they say, Gen Betas and all these other, you know, generations that have come after them. Of course, we need the guidance. We need, you know, all of the information that was bestowed. But for the society that we have, that we're living in now, and how we're going to move forward, we need minds of now. We need minds that are fresh, that can absorb things in different ways. A lot of these baby boomers is on some power trip and shit. A lot of them. Not all, but a lot of them are. And honestly, this presidency is not here for you to have vendettas, Mr. Trump. It's not here for you to, you know, get back on the shit that you wanted to get back on when your last presidency. No, this is a time for you to really, really show up for the American people. And I can't say that you've really done that. You know what I'm saying? Especially what we're coming into next. Oh my God. Now we're going into this student loan situation. So today is currently May 5th. I don't like to date the shows, but here we go. Today is May 5th. And if you are delinquent on your student loans, they are coming for you. Yes. As a college graduate of 2013 with student loan debt myself, okay, honestly, a lot of people who went to college, we went to college with the notion of trying to make a better life, trying to further ourselves, trying to expand our education so we can make more money. A lot of us ended up in jobs or in positions that we didn't even need a degree for. So here we are, college graduates without the money that we thought we was going to have because we graduated. And now y'all are asking for money back. What? Y'all are asking for money back? After all of the debt? Let's get into it because I don't even want to start. Let's go.
We will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion, but fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? The Trump administration will never force taxpayers to pay student loan debts that don't belong to them. Student loan borrowers need clarity, and we're finally giving it to them. Borrowers will now be clearly expected to repay their loans, and those who default on their loan obligations will face involuntary collections. The government can and will collect defaulted federal student loan debt by withholding money from borrowers, tax refunds, federal pensions, and even their wages. America is
Why don't y'all do that now? People are already paying taxes. Why don't you take the tax money and put it towards the student loans? There's your solution. There's your solution for the student loans. Student loans are due today. People are paying taxes all of the time, especially the consumers who have, who have student loans. They pay taxes. A lot of them are working, and some of them are working 2 jobs. Some of them are, doing almost 2 jobs and a side gig. Some of them are doing jobs in a business and a side gig, paying taxes over and under so many times. And for some reason, those taxes don't make it to the student loans. I'm confused. Just a little bit. Okay. Let this little bitch finish.
$36 trillion in debt. We must get our fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple. President Trump will not kick the can down the road anymore.
If you, can we run that back one more time? She said, if you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. Are you saying that's for everybody? Hold on one second, because I got a list.
Fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple. President Trump will not kick the can down the road anymore.
Well, time's up for student loan borrowers.
Oh, so wait a minute. So what you wait a minute. So what you're telling me, she's saying, is if you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. I want to hear her say it again. I do. I want to hear her say it one more time. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back.
America is $36 trillion in debt. We must get our fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple. President Trump will not kick the can down the road anymore.
If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. Bitch, shut up. All of this debt that this country has founded, and what they're showing is that the student loan debt is only covering 1.9 trillion of the 36. So you got $36 trillion in debt. And then you have the student loans covering 1.9 of that. And you're howling at, struggling, millennials and other people who did go to college trying to better themselves, who haven't found their way or found their career or found a way to stabilize themselves in a crazy economy where, things are being inflated and prices are going up for everything, and the cost of living is changing. I find this to be wild. And what's also crazy is she said that Trump is not going to kick the bucket anymore. Can we pull up the debts that Trump did not pay back and he filed bankruptcy for? Can we pull up the debts that Obama forgave for a lot of businesses when he was in office? AIG, a few other insurance companies, large companies with millions of dollars that he just wiped the shit away. He was like, hey, y'all don't worry about it. He just said, y'all got it. Y'all don't worry about it. Y'all good. And so y'all are howling at people who have student loans while y'all let, big businesses and corporations get away with damn near robbery. Absolutely insane. And that's the problem that I have. Y'all want to nitpick when y'all want to, hold people to the fire. No, hold the larger businesses to the fire that decided to go into business. And while y'all gonna fuck around and find out. And here's how. The people who went to school is not just people who studied arts, who studied, hospitality, or who studied, different things that aren't essential. Y'all got people who got big loans, who went to school to be doctors, nurses, surgeons, biologists, meteorologists, software engineers. You have people who went to school and studied to be essential parts of society that runs your day-to-day operations. So what is that stress going to do to them? What's that stress going to do to a neurosurgeon that now has to work on somebody and he's thinking like, how the hell am I going to pay this bill? Or they done garnished my check, and now I got to cut somebody open, and I'm thinking about my check. Because all of y'all who want to sit on this high horse and to think that, if you borrow a loan, you have to pay it back. That's not for everybody. Y'all need to give these essential people who've been critical to society the same grace that y'all gave those businesses in the bailout, that y'all gave several large companies in the bailouts, that y'all have given our dearest President Trump with his bankruptcy filings. I'm tired. I'm over it. And y'all full of shit. And, a lot of people online saying I'm not paying it. Hey, do what you got to do. But just understand the hypocrisy in all of it. Let's finish this out.
Well, time's up for student loan borrowers who were late on repayments during a 5-year pause on collections. Between 2021 and 2024, federal student loan debt increased by more than $60 billion a year. The White House says it will go as far as garnishing people's wages if necessary. Borrowers and economists predict that will have a major impact on consumer spending power. Fox News' Connor Hansen reports tonight.
We made an agreement to pay off our loans, and, I see it as my responsibility to pay that back.
27-year-old Matthew Costigan is one of millions who will miss the government's student loan leniency, which ends on Monday. After 5 years, the Department of Education is resuming collections for those who let late payments stack up.
We've got almost $1.7 trillion in student debt, so we're going to start getting it back.
The government estimates about a quarter of that total debt could be.
Here goes another baby boomer. We're going to start getting that back. Bitch, talking about we're going to start getting it. Baby boomers need to give it up. Like she should be retired, this young lady. And I'm going to call her young by the grace of God.
is resuming collections for those who let late payments stack up.
We've got almost $1.7 trillion in student debt, so we're going to start getting it back.
The government estimates about a quarter of.
And this is why some of these baby boomers need to give this shit up. Y'all are in here penalizing the young people when y'all had the shit sweet. A lot of y'all baby boomers bought a house for $50,000 and now y'all can flip that house for over $500,000 now. Y'all are fucking up badly. And y'all are not even thinking about the next generation because y'all about to be out of here. So y'all really don't give a fuck. But we who have to stay and exist in this, we got to deal with all of the bullshit that a lot of you baby boomers are putting forth. And it's not just baby, it's a lot of different hands inside of the pot. But baby boomers are a part of it. Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, is it worth going to college? Thank you. Shout out to Kennedy. Shout out to Kennedy. Y'all go follow him on Therapy Radio on YouTube. Kennedy he be out here in these YouTube streets spitting the Lord's truth, doing the Lord's work. But yes, it makes you wonder, is it truly worth going to college? Now, when people start to question these things, are we going to have less doctors? Are we going to have less nurses? Are we going to have less people in society that we absolutely need to run a society? Then when y'all get sick and y'all need somebody to operate on y'all or fix y'all be like, oh, where the nurse at or where the doctor's at? Why I had to wait this long? Well, that person decided not to go to college because they didn't want to have student loans. Go fucking figure. You know, y'all are discouraging people from getting an education. And it's sad because education can really, really help a society grow. It's really sad.
That total debt could be in default. The Trump administration says it's time to roll back Biden-era loan forgiveness policies. Last fall, delinquent borrowers started to be reported to credit agencies again, seriously impacting their scores. Now the government will be able to start garnishing wages in the most serious cases. Some economists predict the massive collections effort could be a major drag on consumer spending. Costigan tells us he is already making changes to his budget.
When you're looking at an entire generation of people that are sort of crippled by debt and not able to spend any of their discretionary income, that's kind of a drag on the economy, I think.
According to the Department of Education, only about 40% of around 43 million student loan borrowers are current on payments.
So only 40% of 43. What did you say? 40% of the student loan people are current. Yeah, and it's gonna get a lot harder. Pause. It's gonna get a lot harder. Pause. Yes, Kennedy. Oh my God, the debt is more than what you pay for the degree. The way a lot of these student loans have been set up have been so predatory. You give a 17-year-old who can't even go into the bank and get an actual credit card, a $20,000, $40,000, sometimes almost $100,000 loan, and then you charge double rated interest on it as it goes up over the years, even when they graduate. Some of the schools are goddamn closed. My school's closed. For those who know, the college that I graduated from has 4 campuses. There's only one campus that is still open, which is the main campus. The campus that I went to is no longer open. So why are y'all still asking me for money? Why y'all still asking me money? But anywho, I'm just saying. I am just saying. I really am just saying. It's truly, truly sad. And so I get to a point to where I'm just like, how are y'all so worried about these things? And y'all are in the space to where y'all got debt in other places. Are you saying you want the money back from Ukraine? Are you saying you want the money back from Israel and all the other countries that y'all just threw money at? But y'all gonna borrow the American citizens who tried to better themselves. It's not, and nobody's saying like, well, not nobody. There are some people saying that they're not gonna pay their student loans back. There are. There are a few people, yes. But not everybody's saying that they don't want to pay it back. We're just tired of the predatory interest rates. We're tired of the, the wage garnishments, or even if you file your taxes, they want to take the tax money and then still take money out your check. Like, where's the opportunity for someone to live and work and then still be able to find a better way to be able to pay you guys back all at once? Shout out to Big Boy. Says the government ain't got their money from me after still go get it. And shout out to some people, right? There are other people, yes, and you know what? I don't blame you, Big Boy. I do not blame you at all, because the amount of debts that have been unpaid, especially by corporations, big businesses that have gotten bailouts, and including, I already said it, including our president, Donald Trump, who filed for bankruptcy for several of his businesses, have not been obligated to pay back certain things. And you want people who went to college, just something to better themselves so they can better society? You want to howl them for money? College should be free anyways. Well, don't get me started. College should be free. We shouldn't be paying to go to college. College is education that's actually going to help society. When that doctor went to school obviously to better themselves, but to also better society, because they could have chosen anything else to do. A doctor could have chosen to be at McDonald's. No, but that doctor decided to go to school and get education so they can work on your raggedy ass. Right. Ooh, come on, Tennessee. They give free school and businesses to immigrants, but taxing us. Talk about it. And then there's also the loopholes that they fuck with it as well. Now, in my situation, they like, hey, we're gonna send you to school for free, but guess what? You have to pay for your dorm. So there goes my loans. Now I'm paying to stay somewhere that they told me I would have to be there for free. So there's all these ways that they try to act like they're giving you a break or grant, but then you need a loan for this. They find a way to just tax people in and get people to have these loans. Or even if you take out a small loan, they add so much interest that it takes almost, a damn near lifetime. They have people who have student loan plans that are set up for 30 and 40 years to pay back the entire loan. That is somebody's entire life. There are people who are passing away with student loans. And then what? It's truly a sad thing. It's truly a sad thing. But I as much as I'm upset about this, today is May 5th. Today is the first day that they want to start bothering people. I say, Americans, do as you will. This country is in $36 trillion of debt, and student loans is only 1.9 of it. So, yeah, they got bigger fish to fry. They shouldn't be worrying about the college kids with student loans. Anywho, down to our next topic. We have a New York City cop, right? New York City is supposed to be, the boldest, the bravest. So that's what they call the police in New York. He almost got. And it's just a representation of what all of the citizens have had to deal with in New York City. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of different crime in different places. And, a lot of the people in the upper echelon places of society in New York, when they come outside, they're like, ain't nothing going on. Shout out to Kathy Hochul. She said the subways are safe, right? But anywho, a lot of these people, they always say, it's safe in New York. Well, let's see how safe it is. Let's go.
Off-duty police officer grazed in the leg. Right now, 2 suspects are in custody. Eyewitness reporter Phil Tate joins us live outside of the police precinct in Flushing, where the suspects are being held. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, Pedro, good morning. This morning, those 2 suspects are being held here at the 109th precinct, and we're learning right now that both suspects have nearly a dozen arrests each. Now, that officer who was shot in the leg is recovering at the hospital, but police say that this all went down during an attempted carjacking. Now, right now, you're getting a first look at one of those suspects who was arrested. This is Denzel Brown, who was a level 3 sex offender. Our cameras were rolling as Brown was being taken into custody wearing this white hoodie. He, along with Marvin Dankwise, who police say is a part of Sunday's morning saga, which was captured on this video as this flashy green sports car was parked on 43rd Avenue in Astoria, Queens. Now, just 2 spots behind was the gray Nissan with the 2 suspects inside. We're told that's when the
Why is it always a Nissan that's involved in the crimes? Why is it always a Nissan, specifically a Nissan Altima, that always has something to do with a crime? I'm sorry. It's always a Nissan. Like, it's Nissan. Y'all got to do better. No, we can. Big boy, don't rub it in. Like, don't rub it in. Big boy, no, we cannot carry in New York. But there are ways around it. I believe if you own a business and you carry like $3,000 or more, you can carry. There are, people who work for different agencies who can carry. I know that they have certain places upstate who have, they have like hunting laws. So you can have like hunting guns and stuff like that. Don't get me. But there are ways that you can carry in New York. It's just much different than how they have it set up down south. There's a lot more red tape to go through. And mostly because of that, a lot of people either don't qualify or they just can't carry. And coming in from Instagram, Nissans are exceptional getaway cars, especially Altima. Nissans are always a part of the crime scene. I don't know what it is about a Nissan, specifically a Nissan Altima. Nissans are always a part of the crime scene. I stay away from Nissans. They're like the plague. But yes, yeah, it is wild. And you know what? It needs to change. It really needs to change. He said, damn, them niggas have dozens of arrests. Lol, not the Nissan. Exactly. Yo, and here's my issue with this. The police in New York allows people who are criminals to run society. They allow them to go in and attack regular civilians. They allow them to bother regular civilians. They lock them up and then they let them out. But as soon as they end up bothering one of the New York's finest or a government official or somebody of importance or somebody of the bluish community, I said blue, the bluish community, soon as they start bothering these people, that's when we have to create justice. But look at the chickens coming home to roost. Take a look.
Suspects made their move, pulled up next to the BMW, double parked, boxing in the green car with the off-duty officer who was behind the wheel. Now, one of the suspects then got out of the Nissan. Both vehicles inched forward and then reversed as that green BMW was boxed in. Now, it appears that's when shots were fired. Now, the off-duty officer
hired sheriff's deputies dead.
On the sidewalk, getting back onto the street, and was hightailed for about a mile. Neighbors were stunned. All of this happened right on their doorstep, and as an active investigation played out on anything but a peaceful Sunday morning.
The regular car is the backside is broken a little bit.
Were you surprised to see them outside your front door?
Of course, yes.
Police.
Suspects have been charged with attempted murder, robbery, as well as criminal possession of a weapon, and we expect arraignment to happen at some point today. We are live in Flushing. I'm Phil Tate, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Oh, so now arraignment is going to happen. So because now he shot a cop, now the arraignment's going to happen. Not with all the long list of charges that have already transpired that this person has been creating havoc in the community. No. Now the arraignment is actually going to happen. Isn't this wild? And my spidey senses, my conspiracy senses, that tells me that I think that this was a setup. Now, I could be wrong, allegedly, right? The fact that this cop was able to wave down an NYPD officer, a marked car, not too far from the scene. The cop only got shot in the leg. I don't know. It just seemed, and he was, he was an off-duty cop, just sitting in his car on a Sunday morning. It's giving setup. I'm looking for niggas to set up, and y'all niggas took the bait. Y'all in the goddamn Nissan Altima, And the good thing about this is, I will say this, at least we got this guy off the streets. Now he can no longer terrorize the rest of the residents of New York City. But what these officers and all of these people who are in certain parts of society, y'all think that, oh, that's just nigger problems, or that's just people who have low income problems, or, you know, people who live in the ghetto have to deal with these issues. No, sooner or later, these problems will come to your doorstep too, if you do not handle them and if you do not righteously deal with this in a just situation. A lot of times y'all let these people go and y'all let these people free because y'all don't really care what happens to the people who they commit crimes to. But when it happens to you, it is an issue. Moving along. Okay. Speaking of cars. Speaking of cars, right? Okay, speaking of cars. Now we have a problem on our hands. They want driverless trucks in Texas. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, they need to do the car show. Yeah, they do need to do the car-based show because that was a lime green, like one of those little special looking cars. Looked like he got a custom paint job and all that. That shit was giving setup. It was giving a big ass setup. Now, Tennessee, this is Houston. We have a problem. It's your people.
Says its first fully autonomous semi-truck has hit public highways in the Lone Star State.
So now, driverless trucks are now hitting the road in Texas. And it's the only place that this is illegal at right now is in California. So that means any of these states can start putting driverless trucks on the road. Y'all don't understand how big of a problem this is. And the only people who are going to benefit is the owners of the corporations. The owners of the corporations who don't want to pay anybody anyways, who don't want to give health insurance and stuff like that. You're putting not only other people on the road at risk, you're putting your own product at risk. There's so many things that can happen. And I want to know what the cops are going to do when they have to pull over a driverless truck. And the words of Cat Williams, talk to the driver. Talk to the driver. Anywho, let's take a look at this.
The company announcing Thursday the self-driving semi is making deliveries between Dallas and Houston and has completed roughly 12,000 miles so far. The Aurora CEO says he tagged along in the back seat for the truck's maiden ride. He called the experience the honor of a lifetime, adding in a statement, "We founded Aurora to deliver benefits of self-driving technology quickly and broadly. Now we are the first company to successfully and safely operate a commercial driverless trucking service on public roads."
Damn, I'm on mute. But anywho, I was saying, they're saying now that we are the first company to successfully and safely operate a commercial driverless trucking service on public roads. Let's see what safe really means. You said the cops, dumbass, go lock up the truck. Yes, Tennessee. They're not going to have a choice but to lock up the truck. If there is a driverless truck on the road, you can't even talk to me. You can't talk to me at all. Y'all need to go talk to the driver. That's who y'all need to be talking to. Thank you. This is a dumbass idea. I don't know why they thought that driverless trucks would be smart. Let's finish this out. Yeah, I know I had it on mute for a second. There we go.
The truck features sensors capable of tracking the length of 4 football fields and employs a high-tech computer system. The company says it's currently operating a single autonomous truck for deliveries, but plans to add more later this year. Aurora believes its new technology will be a solution to a current shortage of truckers and high turnover rates, as well as rising costs of operation. The company says it could also reduce labor costs and improve safety on highways. After 4 years of supervised testing, the company delivered more than 10,000 loads to customers across roughly 3 million miles with its autonomous vehicles. The breakthrough comes amid setbacks implementing driverless trucks on the open road. They were once thought to be introduced before robo-taxis and autonomous private vehicles, given the open nature of highways as opposed to city and residential streets. Aurora anticipated rolling out its new autonomous trucks last year, but delayed the deployment to this year, citing a need to update its self-driving system for surface street driving and construction sites. The industry has faced obstacles in terms of technology setbacks and regulations. Public opinion polls show nearly 70% of Americans are afraid of self-driving cars in the wake of some high-profile incidents involving companies like Tesla and Cruise. Cruise faced legal trouble after one of its robo-taxis hit and injured a woman in San Francisco in 2023.
We have a live example. In 2023, Cruise tried to implement this driverless shit, and one of their cars hit a lady and injured her. It could have been worse. And look, shout out to Kennedy. He says, and what's crazy, motherfuckers can hack the system. We already have niggas jumping cars and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Y'all think that these niggas won't hack a driverless car? Y'all think a niggas really won't hack a driverless car and take that shit with them? Like that, like, I don't understand why y'all think that driverless cars is a beneficial thing for society. And then y'all say y'all running out of drivers, or, you know, now y'all making drivers have to learn how to speak English. I do agree. You need to be learning. You need to understand, read, write in English in order to drive in this country. I do believe that's right, because I'm not about to go to China and get inside of the car. Absolutely. But there are plenty of people who want to work, who want to, you know, earn money. But y'all put so many loopholes, and y'all don't want to pay people. And now y'all are trying to get around that by creating driverless trucks. That benefits nobody. That doesn't benefit the people that y'all are serving goods to. Because now some of these people might not even be able to afford to buy shit because there are no jobs. Some of these people won't be able to afford to buy anything because they have no jobs, because y'all letting the robots take over everything. It's absolutely sad. Absolutely sad. Let's finish this out.
Self-driving semis also face obstacles from regulations, but these barriers appear to be easing. California regulators are currently considering a proposal allowing autonomous large pickup trucks of more than 10,000 pounds to be tested on public roads. The California Department of Motor Vehicles says self-driving trucks fitting this criteria are already being tested in states like Texas, Arizona, and Arkansas. The proposed rules are now in a public comment period ending in June. Currently, California is the only state banning self-driving heavy-duty trucks.
Hold strong, California. Hold strong, California. They are already rolling out driverless trucks, what he said, in Arkansas, Texas, and I forgot the other state that they mentioned. Now, it might be a little bit more easier to roll out this type of system in those states with the wider roads and, you know, more highways and local streets. Driverless trucks in New York City, yeah, Houston, yeah, we have a problem. You're asking for cars running into buildings. You're asking for pedestrians being hit. It's way too much foot traffic and things like that in New York City in order for something like that to really be pulled off. Humans are still needed. I understand that we're moving towards a society where technology is aiding us in many ways, and it truly is. But we need drivers for trucks, people. Yeah, we need drivers. That's not one thing that we can just phase out. Because what's next? Planes without pilots? Is that where we're going? Is that where we're going? Yeah, I mean, y'all could start this off in Texas and Arkansas and these places, and even in these places, like, you're still going to possibly still run into issues. Because what happens when a truck is too tall or it's not meeting the height requirements for bridges and stuff like that? Is the robot truck going to keep going through? Is it not going to stop? Like, they're saying that they're testing these things, and it's not so much testing in the world that can compensate for a human mind. Because at this point, y'all are saying that robots are smarter and better than humans. That's what y'all are saying. Until you have to be the driver on the road next to a driverless truck, you would never know. Trucks already are very intimidating to regular passengers who are driving on the road. Now imagine a driverless truck just going. Who's going to stop it? How is it going to get stopped? What happens when the power goes out? Thank you, Bishop. Never, and not in New York City. We can't do New York City. We can't have that. It's too much in New York City. We driverless trucks. Yeah, New York City. No. It's too much going on in New York. And I'm not saying other states it's not enough going on, but especially in New York City, that's something that we really, really can't play around with. We need drivers. We need pilots. We need people. I don't know why this shit ain't simple. Like, these people got all of this money to make all these corporations and do all this shit, but they end up doing dumb shit. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. He said, but they opened the border and funded a war, and niggas ain't getting reparations. I ain't even worried about the reparations. Because y'all niggas... y'all niggas. Hey, Uncle Tom, what's going on? Yeah, Tennessee, I'm not worried about the reparations. And you know what? Right. What's crazy is a human has to program the truck, and the motherfuckers might be crazy. Exactly. So let's say we have a driverless truck on the road, and now somebody just got fired on the job, and he's responsible for programming the goddamn driverless truck. So what happens when he get mad and he just want to do shit? Like, there is no boundaries for what can happen with these driverless trucks. I can just see chaos. Y'all want to roll this out and say that this is a great idea. Y'all want to say that this is good for the people. I don't know. Y'all looking real stupid right now. And all of these heads and CEOs of these corporations, y'all always want to come out with something until it hits your front doorstep. Until it affects you is the only time that you actually give a fuck. Sadly.
The new proposal is reportedly likely to face opposition from safety advocates and labor unions for commercial truck drivers who are worried about job loss due to semi-automation, and they also raise concerns over the technology's risk to public safety. California lawmakers passed legislation in 2023 mandating people aboard self-driving semi-trucks, but the bill was vetoed by Governor Newsom. He justified his veto, saying more regulation was not necessary because existing rules for self-driving vehicles were adequate. The Teamsters Union supported the bill.
This is heavy. So he said the Teamsters Union supported the bill. So you got all these drivers who are more than likely paid hundreds of thousands of dollars into a union only for the union to sell them out. Union then sold them out and said, "Hey, yeah, let's still bring it on. Let's bring some driverless trucks on the road. We don't care about the fact that y'all need jobs and need money. No." Now in California, they say that they still want to have a person on board, even though the truck is not driving itself. So what, the nigga gonna be sleeping in the back until he realizes, like, oh shit, this shit is off course, and then he's gonna jump to the front to try to control the truck? What happens if the person that's sitting in the truck gets to the front and he still can't control the truck because it's a driverless truck? Like, are y'all even thinking about this shit? These niggas are so smart. They're stupid. They're so fucking smart. They're stupid. Driverless trucks, people, possibly coming to a city near you. Yes, Tennessee. Yeah, the union sold them out. Sadly, he said the Teamsters Union supported the bill. Ain't that the bullshit? You would think that the union would want to stand up for the employees and fight for jobs and fight for, job equity and make sure that these human drivers have a place and a career to look forward to. No, the Teamsters said, no, bring the driverless trucks over here. I'm truly disgusted. Like, let's get to this next story. I'm even more disgusted. I'm torn. I'm so many things about this story. Y'all already heard of it. This man out of Cincinnati, Ohio, who has been who has created some sort of justice for his son. He said, if that nigga can sleep and can't control it, it's chaos. Absolutely. Chaos. And that's what this entire country is founded on. Let's take a look at what's happening in Cincinnati, Ohio, with this young man who created justice for his long-lost son.
After police say a driver intentionally hit him. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tricia Mackey.
And I'm Rob Williams. Cincinnati police say the driver is the father of an 18-year-old who was shot and killed by police yesterday.
We have been following this story all day, and we have team coverage tonight.
Allie Leonard is at UC Medical Center.
Brady Williams attended the procession for the deputy.
But first, let's send it over to Allie with more on how this all unfolded.
Well, Rob, Tricia, that's right. So the deputy lost his life to those injuries here at UC Medical Center earlier today. Now, we do know.
Yeah, that deputy did lose his life. Gone out of here. On and out of here. I have so many feelings about this story, but let's continue.
According to Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Thigi, the driver of the vehicle that hit and killed the deputy was the father of the man killed in an officer-involved shooting yesterday. Now, police say that he's been arrested for aggravated murder.
Driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Cincinnati police say the father of the 18-year-old who was shot and killed by Cincinnati police on Thursday was driving the car that hit and killed a deputy Friday afternoon. Rodney Hinton Jr. is now charged with aggravated murder for the deputy's death.
Medical. We need this shut down right now. Officer down.
For a quick moment, you see the sadness that he had. Officer down. You see the sadness he had in his voice? Y'all don't never feel that sad when y'all shoot a nigga. Y'all don't ever feel that sad when y'all shoot a nigga. Never feel that sad. You said how the son committing a crime and the father gets mad. It's a cycle of dumb shit. It is absolutely a cycle of dumb shit, Kennedy. But dumb shit is really just meeting up with more dumb shit. The police department is dumb because they're shooting somebody who doesn't even have a weapon. And now the father then took somebody out who ain't have nothing to do with the situation. Nothing to do with the situation. And now that cop or whatever cops did shoot the young man, that person is now still on the force, still getting paid. Nothing happens to him. He was probably in the courtroom with the rest of them. I'm so torn about this. I'm so torn.
Cincinnati police say the deputy was directing traffic ahead of UC's graduation ceremony when he was struck by a vehicle entering the intersection. It happened around 1 p.m. at the intersection of Martin Luther King Drive and Burnett Woods Drive near UC's campus.
I think what is significant for people to know about this accident is the officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic up near the University of Cincinnati for what was supposed to be a glorious day for many.
Hit him. Thanks for joining us.
For what was supposed to be a glorious day for many.
And in defense of the YN was just doing his job. Hear me out. The YN was just doing his job. The YN was outside stealing cars as YNs usually do, you know. The YN out here YNing, and he got caught by the police. The only problem is the YN didn't prepare to, be unalived that day. But YNs don't see that far. You know what I'm saying? YNs. So they were both doing a job. Hear me out, big boy. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Hear me out. Just like that cop was out there that day directing traffic for the graduation. That YN was out stealing cars. Like, that's what YNs do. Neither one of them expected to die that day. Neither one of them expected that. And then it was on a nigga road, MLK. Now niggas got to I didn't know that. I didn't know it was on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Oh, my God. So, between the Nissan Altimas and the Martin Luther King Boulevards in America, it's chaos. Absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. Oh my God. It's really sad because now this black man is going to go to jail for the rest of his life. And unfortunately, his son is no longer here. this sheriff who had nothing to do with the situation no longer here. And the police who shot this young man is still going to get a pension. But I also, my heart goes out to Mr. Rodney Hinton, because I understand an eye for an eye. You cannot just keep doing things without consequences. And a lot of the people in law enforcement, they do things and they think that there will never be consequences for their actions. Yes, big boy. Too much bullshit happens on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Like so much, and you know, they got Martin Luther King Boulevards all across the country. And the irony is, MLK was walking around non-violent. Now all we got is violence and more violence. Sadly, between the Nissan Altimas, the YNs, and also the Martin Luther King Boulevards, this shit is wild. Let's finish this out. Because I want y'all to see him in the courtroom, because it's the courtroom appearance that took it for me.
After 2 critical incidents in 2 days, Chief Thigi made a plea to the public.
Let the processes play out. Let the investigations play out. Keep calm, take care of one another, and I can assure you, as the Chief of Police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation.
The deputy had recently retired from the department in December. Well, investigators said that this afternoon that he is in critical condition but is alive. Again, he has been charged, or rather arrested, for aggravated murder of hitting and killing that deputy.
Now, does this look like transparency? Does this look like justice? Now, all of these cops in the courtroom in Cincinnati, who's solving the crimes? What's the purpose of all these cops being here? All we really need is the lawyer, the defendant, the judge, and the goddamn people. There's usually not this many people in court. And usually when there's a court hearing, isn't there supposed to be family in there? Doesn't Rodney have family? Like, shouldn't there be some type of public people in there too? Or are they not just showing that? I don't know. But the way this image is looking, it's giving y'all trying to scare him. It's giving y'all are trying to intimidate this man. It's giving that y'all about to do some unfair shit to this man. And y'all got to listen to the wording of how the judge is even saying where this man is going to be going, like they plan on doing some shit. We need to keep eyes on Rodney. We do. Let's take a look.
So the court will now set no bond until Tuesday, when we'll review the statute for a continuing no bond under these unusual and very tragic and terrible circumstances. Where will the defendant be housed, and will he be safe? And I ask that because
let's get to it. He said, I don't even drive past MLK. Stay away from. Even stay away from all niggas of colors and creeds. Okay? And creeds. Colors and creeds. But yes, big boy, intimidation tactics. Yes, it is absolutely intimidation tactics. All of them in the courtroom for what? Y'all weren't all there when it happened. Maybe it probably was like 4 or 5. You probably need witnesses or something like that. Y'all don't need this many people in the courtroom. And I'm trying to figure out why all y'all here. Y'all trying to scare him. He don't give a fuck. He already took one of y'all's. He good. He know he going in. He don't care. He's done his job, you know. Here you go. They about to whip his ass. That's what it's giving. It's making me feel like y'all about to whoop his ass, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Y'all are not being fair because y'all didn't treat Dylan Roof like this. Let me just go down the list. Y'all didn't treat Dylan Roof like this. Y'all didn't treat Kyle Rittenhouse like this. Y'all didn't treat George Zimmerman like this. Y'all didn't treat who's still a white man in who killed the brown nigga, Daniel nigga like this. The nigga on the train, white nigga who killed the Michael Jackson nigga on the train. Like, there's so many people y'all didn't do this for. So why all of y'all in the courtroom now? Because y'all mad that y'all lost one? Look how many people that y'all take out. Y'all will be okay. He like, what you expect? He killed a cop. It's like a blood killing crip. I know, because the law enforcement are gangs. Yeah. They're so unprofessional, they can't even just allow the court proceedings just to happen and just go on. No, y'all got to all show up and try to intimidate him because y'all like, this is our gang. When meanwhile, y'all are getting taxpayer dollars. I'm so upset. But like he said something very, very eye-opening to me in this part. He said, we want to make sure he goes somewhere that's safe, that he will be safe. He's supposed to be in jail. Isn't he supposed to be safe? He should only be worried about other prisoners. What else is he supposed to be worried about? Because the prisoners ain't going to be... The prisoners is on his side. They in this together. You know what I'm saying? What are y'all saying he should be safe for? Do y'all got some unjust COs that's hanging around here? Let's finish this out.
He was transferred, as I understand it, to Clermont County yesterday.
That's correct.
On my order.
That's correct.
And will he be returned to Clermont County until Tuesday?
It's our understanding he'll be returned to Clermont
And
County.
you have a safe environment for him there in Clermont County?
Yes, sir.
You'll return him on...
Yo, I think they dog whistling in a motherfucker, yo. Just by giving out... And I'm not saying that this doesn't happen in every court proceeding. Oh, he's going to be safe in Claremont County. Claremont County is the place. Like, y'all are trying to whistleblow to all of the other officers. Okay, this is where he going to be at. Call your homeboy. Let's find out where he going to be. On some real gang shit. And y'all ain't shit for positioning the black woman behind him. She the only nigga in the room. Well, this goes another nigga. But... the fact that y'all positioning the black woman directly behind him, or maybe she did that herself because she know these niggas is on some bullshit. Yeah, that could be it too. You know, you said they didn't have to kill the Mike impersonator. His glove was not a threat. He was in there doing the hee like he was really busting it out. But they only had 2 cops bringing this big ass nigga outside. This nigga like 6 something. Rodney ain't even that tall either. Rodney's about like 5'5". Y'all don't need that many police officers. But, and you said, even the lawyer know he fucked up. The lawyer's on their side too. But Rodney doesn't care. He got one off. I'm telling you, Rodney does not care. He got his one off, and that's all he worried about. All this shit don't even matter to him now. Let's finish this out.
Tuesday, May the 6th at 8:30 a.m. for a hearing at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, for the record, we'd ask the court to put a bond on him now, but we understand that it's not a bond hearing request.
All right, no bond.
That ain't true.
Thank you. And we can hold him at no bond for 72 hours,
Yes,
is that right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much.
Look at that look, like fuck young niggas. That nigga don't give a fuck about a bond, none of that shit. His son is gone. He doesn't care. That's what these niggas don't get. But the sad part about it is he didn't get the right one. The person who killed your son is still out there running the streets, probably about to terrorize somebody else. That's my only issue with this situation, is the fact that he didn't get the right one. I wish if he was going to go to jail for the rest of his life, at least he would have gotten the one who got his son. But an eye for an eye. An eye for an eye. And I am still, if maybe y'all can help me, what did he say to them when he was walking out? I gotta know. because he said something. But I'm trying to know what he said. Oh my God. Let's take a look. He said the lawyer got that nigga ain't nothing I can do. Look, and he like, fuck it. But they got a lot of lawyers like that. But he wasn't. Rodney's not looking for justice. Rodney doesn't care anymore. They took his son. He's out of here. He doesn't care. And I don't blame him, because we have such an unjust system where so many people in law enforcement, they murder and take out a lot of young black men all of the time, and they abuse young black women. And it's sad. And unfortunately, he already knew that he lost the war. So which is probably why he was just like, hey, I'm just getting somebody on y'all side. Like anybody. My issue is the son shouldn't have been doing that shit. Absolutely. We're not saying that the son is right in any way. He's a YN. Son should have not been doing that. But what I have to say is, we got a lot of school shooters who are laying in the cut, stockpiling up on ammo and all this other kind of dumb shit. But are the cops kicking in doors when they know that they have people who are out here that look like them? They don't go bother them. They know they got school shooters waiting in the cut. On all of these networks, these people are talking to each other. They're having their daddies get ammo and stuff like that for them. They on Reddit. All of these different, supremacist pages and shit like that. But somehow they always manage to get them in handcuffs and, take them to Burger King. Shout out to Dylan Rue. They managed to take them in handcuffs and, take them to the right place in society and, put them in jail peacefully. Because that YN could have been arrested. He could have arrested him. And that YN could have did his time for stealing that car. He didn't have to shoot him and kill him. He was unarmed. That cop didn't have to shoot him. So, an eye for an eye. Yeah, I'm not justifying the YN's actions. I'm not. But we have people of different races who, this is why we do have the justice system. This is why we have courts. This is why we have jails. When people commit crimes, they go to jail for committing a crime. If someone is not pulling out a weapon on you, why are you shooting them? Because you want to take out niggas anyways. That's really what it is. Yeah. And yeah, unfortunately, in a way, he's doing his son time. And yeah. And not even he's doing more than his son time, because his son just stole a car. His son didn't kill anybody. His son just stole a car. And so now he's doing more time than what his son would have had they actually arrested him. You see that? And the problem with this, I still say, is that the cop gets to go free. The cop who actually shot the son still gets to go free and get a pension. It's sad. But I want to pay attention, and I need y'all to help me out. I need to know what this nigga said as he walked out the courtroom. I need to know. What did he say? What did he say? Because all I think, he's shaking his head. He's like, yeah, that's right. I think that's what he said. Let's go back. Let's see.
All right, no bond. Thank you. We can hold him at no bond for 72 hours, yes. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much.
Translation, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, I did that shit. And what? I did that shit. And yeah, I did that shit. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm not saying it's wrong either. I'm not going to say it's wrong. We have too much bullshit that law enforcement gets away with in this country. And you know, if this is the small piece of justice that someone can get, by any means, I just wish he would have actually prepared and got the person who actually killed his son. Like, I just wish he would have done that, but an eye for an eye. At a certain point, what can you really do when you're overwhelmed and bombarded by so much bullshit that comes from law enforcement that's supposed to be upholding a justice system that is never justified? You said what's crazy about the Sandy Hook shooter was in sight, and they called in another agency when they could have took him out, allegedly. See, and they took, I forgot the white dude that they took off the internet for he was talking about the Sandy Hook thing, and they had took him completely off the internet, and they said they have a lot of you're saying that they had another they had the shooter in sight, and they called another agency where they could have took him out. This happens all the time, or they sit back and they wait. They had a situation in Texas. I forgot, it was a school in Texas that was a school shooter situation as well, and the cops were saying that they couldn't go inside. Like the wildest things, and a lot of these people, they already know. A lot of them are their cousins. A lot of them are their nieces, their nephews, their brothers. They know these people all too well, which is why they really don't want to arrest them. Y'all so busy worrying about YNs who really just doing shit most of the time to get money. When you have people who are your skin color, who are outside, no, not outside, sorry. They're laying and waiting and hiding. They're in the backwoods of a lot of these rural areas. They are on Reddit. They are playing all types of warlike games. And they are joining federal agencies, and not just federal agencies, but like law enforcement or impersonating law officers in order to now be able to commit crimes against people because of their own beliefs. They got a lot of stuff going on that they need to investigate. And anytime that there's a school shooter situation that comes out, the parents, they want to come out and be like, I don't understand how this happened. Y'all didn't know that he had she had all of the ammo in the house? So nobody knew that they had all this ammo and all of these guns and stuff in the house. And y'all just so surprised that, the kid became a school shooter. Y'all just so surprised. He said, I feel him on this shit, but he should have got the right one. Exactly. I feel the same way. I understand, but he should have at least gotten the right one. And you said even the Uvalde shooter. Is that the one that was in Texas? I think that was the one that was in Texas. I think so. And you said, and they build another school quick. Exactly. Either they want to build another school, or they come out with the candles, they come up with the memorial. But where's the research so that we can get ahead of these types of crimes? Because a lot of these, school shooters and people who are, mass unalivers, what they really want to do is they want to take out people on the brown side of the paper bag. But because, we're not too close all of the time to them, they get who they can. And yet again, the problems that go ignored end up on your doorstep. And that's what we have to learn as a society. Y'all mayonnaise people keep ignoring the problems in your own house. It's going to show up at your doorstep, and then you're going to have a whole new issue. And speaking of things that are showing up on people's doorsteps, we have our last topic, and I'm really passionate about this, and I need us to free Mr.Leary from Elmont. Let's go.
He fired a gun after he saw people trying to break into his car.
Now an Elmont man is facing charges.
News 12's Kevin Vesey spoke exclusively with the man's wife about this incident.
He didn't try to hurt anybody. He was just trying to scare them away.
Joyce Leary woke up to gunshots outside her home on 1st Street in Elmont. It was her husband, David Leary, who's accused of pulling the trigger. Police say it happened at around 3:30 this morning when the 62-year-old saw several suspects in his driveway tampering with his car.
Both of our cars were stolen about a year ago. There was some fear. And I think he thought they were coming at him. He said it was like 6 of them, and he was afraid. So he reacted.
Police say the shots hit 2 vehicles, a
The 15-year-old girl, Natalie, in Wisconsin, who did the school shooting in December of 2024, yeah, not her parents. Her parents are still outside. And she was crying at, and saying a bunch of shit. She had a manifesto that they didn't really want to talk about and stuff like that. Yeah. And a lot of these people, they be having issues that go on in their household, and then they want to take it out on the rest of the world. Y'all read that girl, what's her, Natalie Munro or Nunro, something like that? Runro? That was the young lady who was the mass shooter in Wisconsin. She had a manifesto where she talked about the reason why she wanted to do what she did. Y'all go look that up. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't lock her parents up, and she was 15. And her dad gave her more than one gun. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, please say it's not. I hope we're done with Ultimas for right now. I really do. Let's go.
Garbage can and this fence where we found a bullet hole. Nobody was hurt. Leary was arrested. Police have not said if the suspects who were on his driveway were caught.
I think he thought they were coming at him, coming into his home, and so he reacted to protect his family.
Well, Leary is now facing multiple gun-related charges as well as reckless endangerment. He'll be behind bars tonight, and tomorrow he's scheduled to face a judge.
See this bullshit right here? So Mr. Leary wakes up in the middle of the night and notices 6 YNs coming to take his car. He already has had a car stolen a year before. This man is 62 years of age, probably retired. And now he has to wake up to YNs trying to steal his shit in the middle of the night. He busts a shot. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody even gets shot. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets shot. One shot, they said, hit a fence. Another shot hit the trash can. Y'all didn't catch the YNs who tried to steal his shit. But now y'all want to charge him and keep him in jail with all of these bogus charges. But I find it funny. When the police officer almost got his shit stolen, y'all found that guy. Yep, y'all found that guy. But when something happens to a regular civilian, especially a black person, y'all don't know what happened. Y'all don't know what happened. The cameras don't work, or, we have to end the investigation. Like, this is sad. New Yorkers can't even defend themselves. This man is at his home and he see YNs coming in his driveway. What's so wrong with the fact that he let off and nobody got hurt? Free Mr. Leary. Y'all need to free that man. Y'all need to free that man. I'm sorry. Y'all need to free that man. That man is not a criminal. That man is defending his property. And unfortunately, in New York City, that is now it's only a crime, I guess, if you're not a police officer, right? That's the only way it's a crime, right? You said, why is he facing charge and them niggas is violating? Exactly. Niggas is violating and then now he has to go to jail because he let a couple off just to scare them. They lucky he didn't shoot their ass. Oh, they lucky. New York, things have to change, New York. Things have to change. I appreciate all of you guys for being here with me today. It's your girl, Vanessa Smiles, signing out. Good morning, Macrista Show, episode 19. I need y'all to hit up my shit if y'all want to check me out.
Now, goddammit, don't start hating now. You wasn't hating when the motherfucker was living, goddammit. Now the motherfucker dead. Fuck this son of a bitch. Fuck him, goddammit, and fuck anybody with his ass. God bless. God bless the fool, goddammit. God bless the fool. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna end this goddamn thing. Look, where's that goddamn money bowl at? Who got that money bowl? We taking that money right now before you leave this bitch. We ain't leaving out of here for free, motherfucker. Where that money bowl at? Don't have any fire this bitch off now. Where that money bowl at?